Hey everyone, Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business. Today we're going to be looking at mines and how to boost your posts on mines. I've covered this before, but I wanted to do a video that was strictly looking at boosting so that you could have this as a specific resource for boosting. Soon enough in the future, I will have a comprehensive blog that will list all the different videos and explanations for different things, and this will be what will show up for boosting. As well as I've had people want to see what it would be like for boosting on a mobile device. So at the end of this, I'm going to screen share using a cool app to mirror my phone, and I will go through and also do it on my phone. But if you just need to understand the concept of boosting, then you can watch the desktop version. But if you'd like to see where the buttons are that you're actually going to click to get around on the mobile version, then I will show you that at the end of this video. So let's dive right in. Also, I'm assuming that at this point you understand how to either acquire tokens, what tokens are, or how to earn tokens. And if you don't understand the token aspect of this platform just yet, then you're going to want to look at my previous video, and I'm going to link that. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about how to get tokens for the cheapest price possible. I previously was under the assumption that because they're utility tokens and Mines doesn't want them to be traded on exchanges, they still can be. And there is some fees for doing so, but it's actually going to be cheaper in the long run. And I'll talk about all that in the next video, because you're also going to need MetaMask and a few other things, so it's going to be a little bit more complicated, and it's more for people who are a little bit more crypto or blockchain savvy and understand it a little bit more. If you're not, you can still look at my previous video and just focus on off-chain tokens, which don't really require any understanding of crypto or blockchain to use. So let's dive into this. We're just going to be looking at posting, assuming you've got everything else covered, because I did have someone say, it's not fair. You assume that everyone already knows these things. So I'm trying to go through step by step and let you know which videos you need to watch if you don't know certain things. And then I will have that all in a massive blog for you to navigate through and learn the platform, basically. So for boosting, you would go to any post. We're going to go through the 3 different types of boosts. So if you go to a post that is on your news feed, the regular way to just boost a post is you will find your post and you will see that it has a little boost button. You can also click boost or navigate to the boost section here, and you can go create a boost. And then this will just show you all your posts, and you can go through and find the one that you want to boost. But it's probably just easier for you to go directly to the post, because even creating a post, when you go to create a boost, it will only offer you feed boosts and offer boosts. And there's also sidebar boosts. Okay, actually, I guess if you go to sidebar and you create a boost in the sidebar section, then you can do that all the same. But it's just a little bit more tedious to do this, I guess. But I mean, it's really whatever you want to do. You might prefer to do it that way. I actually just find it easier to, when I make the post, to just click on boost when I'm done. But again, you can do it through the boost section, but the way that I'm going to do it in this video is on the actual posts themselves. So the 2 major types of boosts are sidebar boosts and newsfeed boosts, and offers we're not really going to worry about, but I will explain them at the end. So when you go to boost a post on your feed, this is what you will see. It will offer you to do feeds or offers. Again, ignore offers for now. We're just going to look at feeds and sidebars. So you can type in the amount of views that you want to receive. You can do anywhere between 500 and 5,000, and each 1,000 views is worth 1 token. That's what it costs. It costs 1 token, and you will be served 1,000 views worth of boosting, meaning that once 1,000 impressions have been achieved, your post will be done boosting. And impressions could be someone just scrolling through and it appearing on their feed. So it's not always guaranteeing you a legitimate, unique view, but it's very, very good for what it is. And in the next video, I will explain how you can get this significantly cheaper than what you would normally get it at. So there's some benefits to this as well. Typically, it's cheaper to just use off-chain tokens but it becomes cheaper as you buy more in bulk for on-chain and as you use them more in bulk. I guess technically not really if you buy them in bulk, it doesn't matter as much, but it's how you use them. And I'll explain that in the next video. So for now, whether or not you're using on-chain or off-chain, you can just switch between the two. But if you're using on-chain, you're going to have some understanding of MetaMask and how to acquire them to begin with. So I'm going to assume that you aren't using MetaMask and you're just going to use off-chain. But real quick, in case you're using MetaMask and you still want to know, but I would assume if you're using MetaMask that you already understand this, what would happen is you would prompt your MetaMask for this transaction, and it's going to cost you some gas fee, but you're just going to minimize it to the cheapest fee. So it's going to cost you 17 cents. Now you might think, well, that's a ripoff. Well, in the next video, like I already said several times, I'm going to explain why this is actually better. And it's because you're able to acquire Mines tokens for only 2 cents a piece. Normally, they're 15 cents if you buy them from Mines, or if you buy them from other people on Mines, usually off-chain tokens, you can get them for 10 cents. And while that would usually be what you would do, if you do it this way and you buy them for 2 cents off Fork Delta, and then you use the cheapest gas fee, you start to save money after 2 tokens, because it's 17 cents no matter how many tokens you're using. So if you're using 5 tokens and that costs you 10 cents plus the 17 cents, that's 27 cents. But if you're paying 10 cents a token and you're buying off-chain tokens, it's going to cost you 50 cents for a 5 token boost. So you're actually going to end up saving a ton of money over time if you're using on-chain tokens for boosting. This isn't very complicated. The only thing that you have to really understand is when you go to boost, you want to edit your gas fee to be the cheapest fee. And it's going to take longer, but it's going to be worth it because you're going to save a ton of money in the process. And the way that you're going to do all this is you're going to have an understanding of MetaMask. And that's kind of the barrier of entry, where it's like, if you don't understand crypto, you don't care to understand crypto, that is going to cause you some problems. MetaMask is not the easiest to understand if you do not understand it. So if you were just using off-chain tokens, if you haven't gotten into any crypto or blockchain, you can use off-chain tokens as if it's just a point system. You could treat it like it was Twitch or any other platform that uses a point system. You can just ignore the fact that this is cryptocurrency, ERC20 tokens. You can ignore that. You can pretend like that's not the case, and then that's how you don't worry about, how technical it is. Because off-chain tokens, very simple. You just say, I want to spend 5,000 views worth. That's 5 tokens. It'll take 5 of your tokens and it will boost. And then when you go to look at your boosts, you will see it'll appear like this. It'll say how many views you ordered. It says created right now. Eventually it will say approved, and then it'll let you know how many views you're getting throughout the process. And then it'll say completed when you're done. And if you've made a boost but it hasn't been approved yet, you can also revoke it if you change your mind. But then once they approve it, your tokens are spent. You cannot revoke it. One thing to note is, I don't know why, but for Sidebar Boosts, they don't tell you how many views you've achieved, and they usually take significantly longer to do. So newsfeed boosts are a little bit easier since you can actually track them. And I find that newsfeed boosts do typically perform better. Although one interesting thing about Sidebar Boosts is that with Sidebar Boosts, you're also able to promote your profile, which is kind of cool. So this will put your profile up on the sidebar and say, follow my profile or whatever, and this will help you get more followers. Whereas normally you can just boost your posts. And the difference between newsfeed and Sidebar Posts is anything that appears on your newsfeed, which is everything, you can boost, and it'll appear on the newsfeed as a boost. But for sidebars, only specific things can be boosted. So for example, you cannot boost a YouTube video, an off-platform post cannot be boosted on the sidebar. You cannot boost a text post on the sidebar. It has to be a blog on Minds, a video on Minds, or an image on Minds. And the way that you would know is because when you click on it, it would take you to the individual post itself and then allow you to boost it. So see how I click on this and nothing happens? If I clicked on this, it would take me to the blog. And then in the blog, if I went to boost at the bottom, it would be a sidebar boost. And that's how you can generally tell if you're able to sidebar boost a post. So you can't click into a text post, but say I have an image post somewhere. This is an image post. You click into the image and now you have the option to boost it as a sidebar post. And I guess to avoid the struggle with trying to find which is a sidebar post, which isn't, it actually might be easier to create a sidebar post just through the create a post section. Ironically, I've never done this and now I'm starting to see why you might do that. But that's how you would do a sidebar post. And the difference between the two, as I've already said, is it will show up on the side versus the actual news feed. So those are the two main types of posts and the only ones that you actually have to worry about. The last type of post is called offers. And you don't really need to worry about this because no one uses offers. This may change, but there's a lot of flaws to offers currently. And if you go to offers, you have inbox and outbox because other people can offer you and you can offer other people. And essentially what an offer is you can offer to pay someone a certain amount of tokens so that they remind your post. So they reshare it on their page. And if they accept, this is kind of the flaw here. If they accept your post, it will be permanently left on their page. They can never undo it, ever. That is the flaw. And you may disagree, but it is a major flaw in my opinion. So you would just type in someone's username and it'll give you the list. And then I could send the last man 1 token as an offer to boost my post. It will pop up in his notifications, or if he checks his offers in the inbox, he could see that I've sent him this offer and then he can accept it. And then you can also see your outbound offers that you've sent to other people. And eventually you might have to revoke your offers because your tokens will exist in limbo. Like you won't be able to access them, but they will still be waiting for the person to accept. And until you revoke them, you won't have access to those tokens. They'll just be in limbo waiting to be accepted. And if those people never accept, then your tokens will just always be there waiting for you to revoke it yourself. So it's a little tedious and barely anyone actually checks their offers or accepts them. So I would honestly just recommend that you ignore offers entirely and just focus on boosting your posts on Minds using your off-chain or on-chain tokens for sidebar or newsfeed posts. I'm going to end it here for the desktop version, and now I'm going to quickly go through the mobile version. The difference is where you click on things. Aside from that, there isn't really much else. And yeah, we'll take a look at that now. So when we're talking about the actual application here, oh wait, I don't have control. I got to do this on my phone. When we're talking about the mobile application, so this is my profile. I scroll down. Say I want to boost a post directly on the feed. Well, I just go to the post, same as always, and you just boost it in the same way. If you want to actually access your boost section, it's a little small and almost unnoticeable, but it's this little curvy arrow at the top left, right there. And you click on that and it'll open your boost section, and then everything is the same as it is on desktop, where you can see all the boosts that you've made. You can check your sidebar boosts, revoke your post, do whatever you want to do, check your offers. Although that's weird, I can't see incoming offers. Yeah, like I said, offers are not the greatest. I wouldn't really rely on them. It doesn't look like you can create a boost directly within this section. So for mobile, you might have to do everything manually, which is what I've always done. So I mean, it's really not that much different. So then again, if you wanted to do a sidebar boost here, you would click on the actual image itself. Oh, interesting. I don't even know if you can do a sidebar boost on mobile. Oh, it has to be your... Oh, that's really interesting. So on desktop, you could boost someone else's post that you've reminded, but on your phone, you have to be able... You can only boost a post that you've made for sidebar boost anyway. See, this is a reminded post, and I could boost this on my newsfeed, but if I click on this, it just brings it up like this, so I can't actually boost it. And if I click on it directly, it'll take me to the original post, so again, I can't boost it. You have to click on the actual date, and it'll take you into the picture. Oh, and it's still feed. Okay, so, wow. You can't do sidebar boosts as far as I'm concerned on a mobile device. You can only do newsfeed boosts. So you're actually kind of limited when you do this only on your phone. You have a lot more flexibility on your actual desktop or computer. And as well as I couldn't figure out how to check incoming and outgoing boosts in terms of offers. But again, you don't even really need to worry about offers because no one cares about offers. But that is very, very interesting that you do have some limited functionality if you plan to only use mobile for this. Mind you, most platforms don't actually give you a mobile ad option. So given that they do here at all, is pretty decent, and I wouldn't really complain about it. It's just something that you need to be aware of if you want to get really serious with your boosts. So that's pretty much everything you need to know. I hope you guys appreciate that I did the mobile version as well. Let me know what you guys think about all this, and if it helped you, let me know in the comments below. I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business, signing off. Cheers.